Hey everybody, it's your boy Stephanie. I'm just opening this episode saying that my audio is terrible in it. So please excuse the awful tinniness and blowing out of my mic. Anyway, enjoy the episode. Hi, welcome to Two Lacquered Ladies, the podcast about nail polish and nail art by the ladies who stream it. I'm Stephanie, aka Fanatic here on every social media platform that matters. I'm an unprofessional nail artist, and I like to make fan art on my nails.
Howdy, my name is Danny, and you can find me as Danny Shout online. I'm a science educator by day and a nail art hobbyist by night. On stream, I like to create scenes with themes on my nails.
Welcome back, everybody.
Hi.
Hello.
How you doing?
Howdy
there.
Good. I'm doing good. You look cold. Well, you look bundled up, Danny. What are you wearing?
I'm wearing art by Deanna, my favorite fan mail I've ever received, / my only fan mail I've ever received. But it's perfect. She made me this beautiful scarf that's the colors are modeled after my doggies. Oh.
It is so freaking cute.
Yes. And I don't know, it's really good. Deanna, this is a really good scarf. Like, it's not too heavy, you know, and the knits are perfect, or the crochets. I don't know anything about fiber arts. But like, it's really, I really don't, but it's really well made. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Deanna. Deanna just sent us some amazing gifts. Not only did she knit both Danny and I a scarf, which, by the way, she is accurate, she is good, and also, like, so fast.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Whipping out scarves.
Yeah, like, I swear to God, like, she'll post, like, making the thing for my dog, and at the end of the day, she's like, the thing for my dog is done. She has a little tiny chihuahua that wears scarves, and that's my favorite type of creature.
Coco.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the one type of dog that should be wearing clothes at all times. They are too small. Please bundle your chihuahuas.
Please bundle the chihuahua. My mom had a Karen Terrier who loved wearing clothes, and she would, like, we did not set out to put her in clothes, but we bought her this, like, big jester collar. And, like, we put it on her and we were like, LOL, that's cool. And then, like, every time we would, like, open, like, the door, like, the place where we were carrying it, she'd, like, wag her tail, and then, like, we'd take it out, she'd be like, yes, and we put it on her, and so we started buying her clothes, because she, like, loved it so much.
That's awesome.
Like, just naturally, just like, yes, put me in clothes.
Little fashionista. I wish that my dogs liked clothes a little bit, not full clothes. I have dog hats. They're a thing. You know, like, I have, like, a little German hat with, you know, the green one with the feather, and Rafer looks so cute with it, but he won't leave it on. And then I have one for Cappy that's, I don't know what they're called, like the snow hats where that comes over the ears, you know, and it's, like, fuzzy in the front.
Yeah.
So cute. They will not leave them on for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Just want a picture.
I've never known a dog to want to wear a hat. That's the one thing
I
have not known. The other thing Deanna sent us, which honestly, y'all are nail polish collectors listening to this, probably. Yes. You ever have, like, a rare limited edition polish that is very popular and everyone wants their hands on and you can't get it? Have you ever considered pouring some of that out for your homies? Because that's exactly what Deanna did.
She poured one out for the homies.
Danny and I have been regretting not buying R2 for how long?
Oh man, that must have been, we gotta look it up. Hang on. Pause.
Yeah.
R2. Who even made it? Cadillacer?
Colores de Carol.
Let me see if I can find out when it came out. See, here's a post from Instagram from October, so over a year.
Yeah,
this was October 22nd, or October 4th, 2022. That says will be available polishpickup.com only. So October last year. Wow.
Yeah.
Why didn't we buy it? I don't know. We'll never know.
Yeah, we'll never know we didn't buy it. And so she split her Calorista Carol R2 with us, which, like, when I first saw it, I thought she had, like, made us a polish. And I was like, oh, it's really pretty. And then she was like, it's R2. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
What?
No, when I opened it, it took me a second. I was looking at it, and I was like, I know those glitters. I recognize those glitters. Oh, my God.
It just never would have crossed my mind that somebody would be that kind.
Yes. Yes. And I also, this feels stupid, but I never thought to do that. And now I'm like, oh man, what polishes do I have that I can put into we can split into mini bottles and share the love.
Yeah.
Surely I have something.
We do have a lot of bottles of polish. That is certainly true. Okay, so last time, where we left off last time, Danny and I were talking about advent calendars and Vlogmas. And an interesting development
Turn of
has
events.
come. Say it again.
What a turn of events.
Yes, what a turn of events.
I've told you the story behind that phrase, right?
You have told me, but tell our audience again.
Okay, so my husband and I were at the Renaissance Festival, and there's a jousting competition, and it's, the highlight of our day. It's so much fun. Normally there's 4 knights representing 4 different countries, and they joust or whatever. And the announcer's doing his thing, and people are, just like chilling or whatever. He's like, the knight for France sadly was injured or something like, they're setting up drama and will be replaced by Joan of Arc. And this super drunk guy in the crowd just screams, what a turn of events! And like, we've never stopped saying it. What a turn of events. It's just, especially because it's all pre-planned, it's a show. So like, it's just really funny. Anyway. Yes, in a turn of events, I'm doing Vlogmas. Because I'm crazy.
Wild. You are crazy. So walk us through how you decided you were going to do Vlogmas.
Okay, so I started my YouTube channel in January of this year, like actually posting things to it and stuff. And then I just stopped. Cold turkey, life got busy, things, I had to put things on back burners, and YouTube was the first thing I had to drop since I had literally just started it. And I have been for quite a while wanting to catch up on my YouTube series, my Manny reviews, and then start doing other videos. And I had this weird guilt about it. I was like, I gotta finish one project before I start another project. But it felt weird to just randomly post, April Manny review in October. Even though I actually filmed it back in October and I started editing it, I was like, it just feels weird to post. And so it kind of just dawned on me after we talked about Vlogmas that I could just use Vlogmas as like a weird excuse to dump all these videos that I should have made 8 months ago and get caught up, quote, quote, with my projects. And then starting in January, or really after Christmas, I can start doing like my regular YouTube schedule, or I should say a regular YouTube schedule, because I haven't had one yet. So yeah, Vlogmas is a little bit of my excuse just to have that completion of 2023 Manny reviews and just like feel like I finished one project before I start a new project, which is going to be hopefully like Topic Tuesdays and maybe other craft videos of little life vlogs like with my pets, and you'll see a lot of goldfish and nails, and it's going to be great.
I love seeing a lot of goldfish, so.
I know, I definitely need to make some goldfish videos.
I am definitely down for that. When you posted, like, I'm doing Vlogmas, it was just like, oh boy.
Oh boy.
I don't know if you saw the comments I left on your first video.
I did. Godspeed.
Godspeed, Danny. Godspeed.
Yeah, it's, I'm a little worried, and luckily I have very like in the world of YouTube, I have very few subscribers to disappoint. So I'm going to do my best, but I'm also not going to beat myself up over it. And I think that's an important part of the creative process. Do what you can, man.
Yeah. You know, it'd be really fun. Like, it'd honestly be really fun if you had if on days that you just like don't have a thing to post, if you just like did just like a legit like, hello, here is a vlog.
Here is a vlog.
Here is a vlog with nothing else besides me just like telling you how it is.
Yep. And because that's also the thing. What I'm doing is not technically the spirit of Vlogmas. They're not vlogs. It's just like a weird, like, semi-excuse to post every day.
Yeah. Well, you know, so many people, like, Vlogmas is the word, but, like, so many people treat it differently. And I've seen a lot of channels now, like, larger channels. I don't know if you watch Sorted at all, the British food guys.
Oh, no.
They're really nice. It's a British channel, and it's like got 2 chefs and I think 3, how they call them, normals, which like they've been doing this for years. Normies. At this point, they're hardly normies. Like, yeah, they're very good at food as well. But like they do all sorts of videos. They do challenges with each other, and they've got, you know, they're British guys that are friends, so they've got that cute, you know, vibe to them. They taste, one of my favorite things that they do is they taste pretentious ingredients. And then they decide if they think they're pretentious or not. And then they also decide, like, they used to just be like pretentious or not. Now they're like, they have 2 things, pretentious or not and good or not. Yeah. Because like, it can be pretentious, but like, it doesn't mean it's bad. But yeah, so they're just calling it like 24 days of Christmas, and they're just uploading every single day. Hillary obviously does like a legit video every single day of Vlogmas. I don't know if she's doing it this year.
She's not doing it this year. I just watched her latest video, actually, where she also unboxed her scarf from Diana because she cannot be stopped. Yes. Just pumping out scarves. And yeah, she's not doing Vlogmas this year, but yeah, last year, she basically did her normal video format, but like all 31 of them, she took Vlogmas past Christmas, crazy lady. I loved it. But I'm also glad she's taking a break, because like, girl.
And by the way, like, something I learned last year that I didn't know about Vlogmas before, for those of you who, like, I'm sure there's some people who are like, what is Vlogmas at all?
Oh, yeah, maybe we should have started with that.
Vlogmas, I know, right? This is going to be a very, like, weirdly out of order episode, but whatever,
That's okay. I was just visiting my family, and I didn't realize my dad still watches my YouTube videos. And so he was like, you're doing a thing. I'm like, I explained it, but all right, yes, I'm doing a thing. It's called Vlogmas.
It's a thing. But yeah, so Vlogmas, you release a vlog every day for December. And what I didn't realize until I had talked to Hillary, and I honestly don't remember if she posted about this on her channel or if this was just a conversation that we had. So there might be a record of it, there might not be. But basically, kind of the core of Vlogmas is that this is the best time of year for advertisers to advertise. So, like, ad revenue goes up. I don't know how exactly that translates to your videos, but also, so it's a twofold thing of advertisers want to advertise because it's Christmas and people are going to be buying presents and all that stuff. So, like, it's like their heavy advertising time. And then B, you forget what you're saying.
Because I always thought it was because a lot people have more vacation time. They have time off work, so they have time to watch your videos, kind of thing. I don't know if that's...
That was the second one I was going to go into.
I was just guessing.
No, you're good, because my brain gave up. So yeah, the second thing is that people have more time to watch you because it is December. So in theory, you should be able to, if you're monetized, just like rake in...
I never knew that part. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, because more videos, more ads, more money, right? So
yeah. Yeah, so that's one of the reasons the big people do it. Also, it's just a fun challenge.
Yeah, it's, Inktober, the writing one. I don't remember that. Happens November, I think.
Oh my goodness.
You feel like you have a story about that.
No, like mostly I'll put this on the over because it's a bit dirty, but like there was just a post on Tumblr that was like that. I mean, there is a story in that I hate NaNoWriMo. I will never do it. Like, not that I hate but like the idea of just sitting down and writing 50,000 words in a month, like it's a no for me, dog.
Yeah.
But like somebody posted on Tumblr, it was like, November is the worst. Like, can't shave, can't nut, have to write a 50,000 word novel.
It really is awful.
And the next person was like, November is a monastery.
Yes. Copy your Bible, monk. No fun for you.
No fun in November. That would actually be very, very funny if, like, maybe I'll do a vlog next year where I do where I do the entire
that would be hilarious.
monastic November.
Monastic November.
Yeah, because like I'm thinking about it and I'm like, okay, so like I could never write. Oh no! Oh god! It was no shave November. So at least we're not a friar with like.
I was thinking the weird bird's
tonsure?
nest. Oh,
I think that's what it's
you know
called.
the word.
I don't know why I know that word. Hold on, do I know that word? Let me find out. Do I?
That would be so funny. It does make sense though, because like Halloween is a time for a lot of sugar and a lot of, you know, things to celebrate the spooky times. And then, of course, Christmas, just consumerism out the wazoo, but also, like, consuming of cake and cookies and fun times. So, yeah, monastic November makes a lot of sense. Give your body a break.
Okay, next year we're absolutely doing monastic November. If
you got it.
In actuality, then in spirit.
Yep. Brown creme nail polish only.
That's the line. Danny.
You have to cut your nails short. And no makeup.
This is a horror movie.
I'm seeing like the things that would torture us the most.
Yeah. I'm like, I know I could do No Shave November because, spoiler alert, already did that. I know.
Gotta grow out my winter coat. What were we talking about?
We were talking about Vlogmas and about other challenges that one must face throughout
Are there
the
any
year.
for the spring months? Because I feel like it's really concentrated into the fall and December area.
I feel like my view of spring is when we have the time off.
Yeah.
Because like I was thinking recently about like horror movies because like fall is obviously Halloween and everything. Mm-hmm. We got horror movie time, but then for me it goes over into the winter and Christmas time because like I know a ton of horror Christmas movies. They're some of my favorite. It has become, you know, just bundle up and like watch a scary movie. That's kind of like my favorite thing to do. And I used to like have horror Christmas parties that we would watch movies at.
That's so
at my
fun.
house. It was so much fun. But like then like spring is like nothing, but summer we're to like slasher, teen, beach.
Yeah.
Like summer fun with knives. So spring is like the one time where it's like there's no
Easter horror films like a twisted Easter bunny.
There are, but like they're not something that like I don't like pay attention to. Like they're all just like B horror movies. Which, like, no shade to that. I just don't tend to watch, like, the strictly B stuff.
Yeah.
The stuff that I'm like, yes, this is a B horror movie. And, like, I know going in. Sometimes I'm like, well, that was a B horror movie. But I haven't watched, like, Birdemic. I haven't watched, like, The Meg. I've been thinking about The Meg a lot recently. I don't know why. So, yeah, spring is our one time off.
Gotcha.
Nothing going on in the spring except for our birthdays.
Yes. So yeah, Vlogmas is gonna be a lot of me catching up on Manny reviews, but then once I'm caught up, leave your ideas for me in the comment section because I don't know.
Yeah,
I have a few ideas like Black Friday, went shopping, got a few hauls I can share and show off. So I think the biggest haul I got was Lacquered 22 because they were 50% off and capitalism wins that day. Then Death Valley Nails, we manifested it. They did have Black Friday sales. So excited. So I stocked up on the Dust to Dust collection, which is right now the only thing I buy from Death Valley Nails. But I think I did get one or two of the Graphite Grit because, as me and Hillary from Mediocre Manny's both agree, Death Valley Nails could put literal trash in a nail polish, and we would be excited about it. And then I got a couple other smaller ones. Mooncat finally wore me down, and I got some Mooncats with their black. Well, I guess it wasn't a Black Friday sale. It happened before Black Friday, but yeah, it's all the same. And then Glitter by Erica, and gotta get some more glitters that I'm never gonna use. But they're pretty. And I tried a new brand. I got the Geeky Bee on Etsy. And I got a Bakugo themed polish, which love that. And one more that I cannot remember right now. Let me look it up.
It's so funny that you have such a love for Bakugo.
Yes. He's me. He's my little spirit animal.
I feel like the characters who I have the most love for in that series are probably All Might and Eraserhead.
Eraserhead's pretty great. Oh, you know what the other one I got? Because speaking of R2 and like the FOMO, not FOMO, but like the regret of not buying something, from Geeky Bee, I got Blueberry Banana Cream Pie because it looks like this PPU polish that I didn't buy early on called Blueberry Lemonade that has been living in my brain for like 3 years now. So I'm really excited. It's just a white Crelly with like blue and yellow glitters, and it just makes me happy to look at. So, yeah, finally got something that looks like that polish that I missed out on.
Yes, I see it. Oh, it's so cute.
Mm-hmm. It's just a nice Crelly. The original Blueberry Lemonade was by Noodles nail polish, but it's the same vibe. So.
I got a few Noodles because I went over to Stacy Quality Nails house, and she is such a prolific swatcher now that she just had this big drawer of nail polishes.
That's
she's
awesome.
Like, I don't even feel like listing these. So I was just like, yoink, 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 yoink. And the day after she got the I don't know if you've seen these Wonka PR boxes.
Oh my God, they're a whole suitcase.
They are a whole suitcase. Like, seriously, two places, like two companies that would be great for me to be on the PR list for, I feel like, would be China Glaze and Orly, because I believe that they don't really have any rules. They just kind of go like, do your thing with the polishes.
Which, yes. Love that.
Yes, I would love that. So yeah, the day after I went there, she posted on Instagram that she had gotten that box, and I was like, gosh darn it.
No, they like had a chocolate scented letter in there, which just the little touches are just amazing. And then like the box itself is massive and had little like hidden drawers in it. Dude, it's so cool. It makes me like, I feel very conflicted because like I'm a little bit jealous of prolific swatchers because how cool is it to get nail polish and these cool PR sets and all this kind of stuff, like super cool for them. But also I would never be able to throw anything away, and I would be overrun. Like if I was in their position, I would be overrun with nail polish and boxes and packaging because I'd be like, no, it's special. I can't get rid of it. And I would get like pushed out of my own house with
yeah, that's fair enough.
With my hoarding.
I would just be so stressed out. That's the thing, is that I would just be like, oh my God, I've got to do what? I've got obligations?
Yeah.
I cannot.
Deadlines? No.
Nar.
Nar.
Yeah. It would stress me out. So I'm happy to see the things that my friends get.
Yes.
And just go like, ooh, how cool.
Film everything you open because we wanna live vicariously through you.
Absolutely. Oh, speaking of filming everything that you open, so last time we were talking about advent calendars, which I did not realize was a kind of German thing. P.S.
Oh, yeah.
I did not realize that, but you do Advent, and the other person we know who does Advent is Kadachi, who is also in Germany. And Kadachi was saying that she felt very called out because she had bought the Cadillac or Advent calendar, and that was the example that we kept using was the Cadillac or Advent calendar.
Because we're jealous, and I missed out. There were some beautiful polishes last year.
We are absolutely jealous. But Kadachi has bought the entire Advent calendar and is uploading her swatches every single day. Yeah. Yes. So huge shout out to Kadachi because we only brought it up because we love it. So please keep uploading those, and I'll link her in the description of this episode. But yeah, go check out Kadachi's page. Give her a follow. She's an incredibly talented nail artist. And she bought the entire Cadillac or Advent calendar. She's swatching it. Yes. So if you are curious as to what's going on there, then absolutely check it out. I've been just so excited to see all of her swatches.
Yeah, I think we've seen like the first day or two, and like I don't know. I'm still glad I didn't purchase it because I already purchased way too much on Black Friday. But like, yeah, so far amazing polishes already. And they're named this year, which is nice. That's one thing I didn't like about the Cadillac or Advent calendar last year. They were just named like day 1, day 2, whatever. They actually have names this year, which is cool.
I liked those names last year, but like, yeah, I'm really glad they didn't do it this year with the same names because
exactly.
Then you'd be like, what Cadillac do I have?
Yeah. Day 1, 2023.
I have to keep adding.
Boo math.
Yeah, absolutely boo math. Yeah, I did finish my Black Friday shopping. I did a little bit on our last episode with the early Black Fridays.
Yeah.
But I did Plus Life Lacquer. I got most of the mushroom collection. I got the glow in the dark black and white spec topper, which as soon as I opened it, I was like, why did I buy this in the small bottle? So I bought it in the mini bottle, and I honestly don't know why. I think because it was a topper, and I was like, oh, I don't, it's just gonna be a topper, just be one layer, so I don't need to buy like a whole bottle. But then I was like, but what if I had?
But what if I need more?
Exactly. I got a bunch of that collection, like glowing fungus, and shroom. I wanted to say like Shroomageddon. That's all it's called, Shroomener. But my favorite one is called Mush Mom, and it looks like baked beans.
Yes!
And I love it so much. And, like, not only, like, on the website, I was just like, this looks like baked beans. And it does look like baked beans. But also, it is so beautiful to just, like, look at. Like, it just has a lot of, like, shimmer and stuff in there. And it all works so cohesively. But also, when you, like, look into it, you're like, ooh. It's so much.
I think oranges are one of the most underrated colors for nail polish, and so I'm happy to see some representation and some beautiful glitter and shimmer in there with our baked beans.
Yes. I love orange polish. I feel like I have so much orange polish actually, and it's kind of surprising. So I don't have a lot of orange in like my life in general, but nail polish, I'm just like, I guess do it.
Sign me up.
I also shopped Cirque, and I held strong. I just bought jellies from Cirque. That's all I bought. Not that, like, there's nothing on Cirque right now that, like, I'm not getting that I want that's not, like, a component polish. But I felt good about just buying just the jellies. And I bought the tortoiseshell set. It hasn't arrived yet.
Oh, I used that pretty recently. I think we talked about it already, but yeah, those are great jellies. They're so useful for nail art. Because I don't know if we've described like all the things you can do with jellies, but one of my favorite things that you actually did somewhat recently is you stamped in white and then went over it with jelly so that it like popped without having to, because sometimes when you stamp, you have to back it in white to actually make it pop. So this is like a reverse of that, where you just stamp in white first and then you just go over with a jelly and then like it pops really nicely. So I think you did that on your bloody bowling alley nails.
My bloody bowling alley carpet nails.
So yeah, jellies are just really useful for nail art. I feel like they work well for watercolor nails, or not watercolor nails, but like coloring book nails. That's what it is. Yeah. Where you just like paint in the image instead of reverse stamping, which I think is a little crazy, but you know, some people like to do that. Windetta. She's so good at it though. And then of course jelly sandwiches with all these fun glitter toppers. Now we can like squish them between some jellies and it's a good time.
Yeah, I love jellies. They're just so versatile and you could do so much with them. So I, eventually want every single Cirque jelly. I'm trying to think if...
I think I'm pretty close, to be honest. I've got quite a few of the jellies from Cirque.
I can only think of like one or two that I don't have. I don't think I have yuzu jelly. I think that's like one that I don't have, and I can't think of any other ones I don't have.
Yeah, there's probably like one or two that I'm missing as well, but I need to... It's one of my goals for over Christmas break and Vlogmas is maybe even to like do some organization. Cause like Nicole Loves Nails on YouTube she's been doing a lot of like organization videos lately and I'm eating them up. I'm like, yes. I don't know. I love watching people organize their drawers and color code and I don't know. It's just great.
I really want to do a video going over like my whole room and stuff. And also I have a new Helmer and I haven't set it up yet. I really want to do that. And just really get my polishes like super, super organized for me because, I know a lot of people love to do color coding. And I talk about this a lot on stream because when you see me on stream, like one thing I'm sure there could be a way where I could set up my stuff where I don't go looking for polishes while I'm streaming. But that would stop me from actually, if I had to do that before I streamed, there would not be a stream.
Yeah. So, you do what you gotta do.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I just gotta get on stream because then regardless of what I'm doing, at least I'm on stream.
Yeah.
So I like the way that I set up my nail polishes, I think is very different from how most people do because most people don't do what I do. And even if they do the same kind of nail art or even if they do nail streaming, so few people do exactly what I do.
Yeah.
Like do the intensity of nail art or do it live or whatever. So like I need to have everything like really easy to reach and to find. Also like if it's too hard for me to put something away, and this is something that like I've been reading a lot of books on ADHD and organization, and a lot of it is about accommodating yourself and accepting the things that you do better and worse and looking at a scenario and saying, what will help me do this thing? And this is like definitely not just for ADHD, but for people with like disabilities. Like maybe most people can wash their dishes standing up by their sink and maybe you can't. And so it's okay to get a chair, even if it seems silly. Yeah.
It's so funny because in my household, we're both educators. And so we kind of joke around with giving ourselves accommodations like they do for special ed, which actually dyslexia and ADD/ADHD now fall under special ed. Which is not a bad thing. Special ed has such a rap for it's for the extreme cases and stuff. And yeah, it's for those kids too, but it's for anybody with a disability. So don't be afraid to make yourself an IEP, an individual education plan, where you keep a chair by the sink because you need to sit down while you do dishes. You keep, sticky notes on the door to your bedroom with important information because you need to remember it. It's okay to live how it works for you And so many people just forget. I forget that constantly. I'm like, oh, it's okay for my house to function this way because that's how it works for us.
Yeah, like there's so many things. Like I'm reading a book right now, which I want to recommend to everybody listening because I know personally, like I would say 3/4 of the people who I talk to on a regular basis feel this statement about themselves, feel like this applies to them. It's a book by, there's so many books with this title, so let me make sure that I get the right one.
That's okay. I want to finish my thought about the IEP because I don't think I connected the two very well. But like, it's like, go ahead and make yourself like an accommodation list so that it's like almost official. So you're like, no, I know these things work for me and these are the things I'm going to do. So it's not just silly. It's actually important. And, you know, it's like your official accommodations for your life.
That's such a good idea. Like that honestly is such a good idea. Like even in my marriage right now, like we're working on like dealing with, you know, issues we have with a very similar idea. Like what makes this thing hard for you? How can we make that happen? Like a lot of times there's like one part of a task that really like hangs me up. Yeah. Like carrying an awkward box up the stairs. Yeah. Or just like something small like that. So I'll be like, okay, I have done everything else that I need to do. And when this thing gets moved, I can do everything else. So then when like I find my husband in a free moment, I can be like, hey, could you do this one step for me?
Yeah.
Could you do this one thing that will like help me? And he's like, yeah, of course I will. Because oftentimes we have different things that we do better. It's just like the fear of being taken advantage of, you know, like the resentment of being like, oh, I do all the work around here or whatever. But when you can kind of like distill what you're having a problem with and how to get over that, like just one thing. It could even be like, I need to turn on the heat in the morning because if I don't, I will never get out of my bed.
Yeah. Oh, same. Jeez. It's too cold out there. I'm going to stay under the blankets.
Yeah. And that's like on a day that I don't have something that's like hugely pressing. That's like 2 hours.
Yeah.
That could be like a significant portion of the day that I'm not doing anything just because I'm too cold.
Yeah.
Just because you can't move. So yeah, how that relates to nails though is is that like my setup is the things that I need to be at arm's length are more or less at arm's length. So like the thing I use more than anything, the polishes I use more than anything else are my Orly polishes. I have a huge collection. They are huge bottles. They are mostly creams and I do a ton of nail art. So that is mostly what I'm reaching for. So I have put my Orleys in like literally the easiest place where my Cindy hand can reach. Yes. Because I used to have them in my Helmer drawers and the Helmer drawers come out and that's great for somebody who is like say Hillary. Hillary's Helmer drawers come out. She has her like thing all up on the wall where she like chooses her swatch. She hardly ever does nail art. So she's able to go to her wall, say, where's the swatch? Grab her one polish, take it over to her station, do her nails, and then put it back. I, at the end of a good stream, have like 25 polishes in front of me, and I've gotten them all out during the stream.
Yup.
And so, like, that doesn't really work for me. And then also, if I were to organize them, one thing, I collect polishes way too fast, and organizing, although I do enjoy organizing, like, compulsory organizing.
Yeah.
Is not.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I want it to be a me time fun. I want this activity, not a, oh God, I need to do this right now or else everything's going to fall apart.
Yeah, exactly. Like I cleaned the bathroom yesterday and I just like took a stool in there and just like sat around and just like cleaned some drawers and stuff. And it wasn't a painful experience. It was just like, we're chilling, we're vibing, we're making this better. So for like when I put my nail polishes away, I can't be sorting them by color. I can't be sorting them by anything for me personally. Like this is not about if you love your organization system and it's very detailed, and I know tons of people have it that way, like I am very happy for you. But for me, if I have to remember where each polish goes, other than this is the bottle shape and or this is the brand, it's going to never get put away.
Yeah.
And then when I put it away, it's going to be finally when I say, who cares?
Yep.
I was putting it in this drawer.
Yep, that's what's happened to me. So I have the 2 Helmers. One only has 2 drawers organized, not gonna lie. The rest are just a menagerie. And lately what I've been doing is just scooping up everything off my desk and dumping it in the second Helmer, which is mostly empty, because there's room for it. And I can't keep doing that. So I've started with the hollow tacos. I finally got some drawer liners so they don't slide around in the Helmers, and I've organized it by collection. So now that they don't slide around, I can pull out a polish and then there's a hole where that polish came from, and it's so much easier to just go boop and put it back. Because I don't do the rainbow thing. I like to go by collection, especially Orleys, because they look so good together.
They do.
And so that's the plan. Is I highly recommend drawer liners for those of you who are frustrated with polishes just sliding all over the place.
They have really great ones for Helmers at Target that Summer from Plus Life Lacquer recommended to me. So I can share that in the description.
Yeah.
If anybody wants it. So
I'm
I'll
just
be editing
using
this, so I'll be able to remind myself to do it.
Hey, editing stuff.
It's so nice, like, tangent. It's so nice if I just say, I'll put that in the description, because, like, I know for a fact I will be sitting here, I'll be listening, and I'll be like, oh, okay. And I already have it open with the description.
Go do that.
And that's another way you can accommodate yourself.
Yes. Frequent reminders to stay on task. That's an actual accommodation, by the way, in schools.
That's so nice, though. Like, obviously it can cross the line to being annoying, but however, when you're like at school, if you're not on task, then the frequent reminders are warranted.
And that's, lots of people have smartwatches and stuff that do exactly that. Like, there's lots of ways you're already accommodating for yourself. Like, go ahead.
Yeah.
You're allowed to.
And one thing I've learned recently, or been told recently, that really resonated with me is that, like, organization doesn't have to, we've already said this, so it doesn't have to look the same for everybody. So like Danny's saying, she just takes all of her nail polishes off of her desk and just shoves them in a drawer. Like, okay, maybe that's not ideal. However, you know where your nail polishes are.
They're in a drawer.
They're in a Helmer drawer. They're put away. They're not under the couch. They're not, like, organization. Like, one thing that I've been learning, and I'm going to link a book in the description because I've just been loving it. It's called How to Keep House While Drowning.
Yes, I want to read that.
Please do. It's so good. In the book, they actually, if you don't have a lot of time, or if you're not a very good reader, sometimes I have trouble I have ADHD. Sometimes I have trouble, like, reading a book. But there is an abridged version built in where it just says, like, jump to this page, jump to this page, jump to this page, if you just want the, like, overview. But basically, organization is having a place for everything and having everything in its place. And if that place is a random basket where you usually use it, which is, by the way, how most people with ADHD or who cater to ADHD say you should be storing stuff. Like, if you have a pile of stuff, look at what the pile of stuff is. Remove the stuff that you don't use.
Yeah.
And you should put something there to keep the pile of stuff that you do use.
Makes so much sense.
Right? Like, yeah, exactly. Like, I have a drawer next to where I, like, watch YouTube now with all of my medications because I could put them in the bathroom, but that's not where my drink is. And like, but if it's just right next to me, like, it used to just be like, medicine all over the table, but now it's like in a drawer, and they don't need to be all standing up. If I'm just being a sloppy bee, I could just be like, okay, everything off the table into the drawer, and then I know it's in the drawer.
Exactly.
Yeah, so this is not where we intended to take this episode, but I'm really glad that we got here.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure, we hear a lot from people who have really organized collections because, of course, that's the people who are proud to show them off.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And, like, they should be.
Yeah. There's different ways to have fun in this hobby. And I think, like, especially if you guys are into craft supplies, I think you know this, it's the same idea, right? People who have a million washi tapes never use them, but they are perfectly displayed and color-coded. That's a perfectly valid way to enjoy the hobby. Same thing with nail polish. You can just look at them and have a nice time. You know what I mean? You don't have to be making art. You can just paint your nails once in a while and just look at them.
Plus, like, buying nail polish, buying designer nail polish, not designer, although I do love my Louboutin. But buying art polishes, you are buying a piece of art. You are paying an artist for their art. Some people buy art to go on their walls. Some people buy art to go in their drawers or on their person. You know, obviously, like, overconsumption is a problem. However, I think there are better ways for us to deal with that than not consuming fun art.
Yeah, don't punish yourself for because someone told you that, like, don't. I don't know how to word up.
You don't know how to word?
I don't know how to word. Brain too small. Anyway.
Brain too small, indeed. All right. Well, our brains are too small, so we're going to go oil our cuticles, and that nourishment will, of course, be delivered through our bloodstream to our brain. And then it's
the blood cuticle barrier.
Yeah, the brain cuticle barrier will be breached. Be very careful about the brain cuticle barrier. Don't
only use high quality jojoba.
Mineral oil makes your brain dumb. Anyway, we're going to oil our cutes. We'll be right back. Hey everybody, it's Stephanie, and today I have a lot of announcements, so buckle in. First off, we'd like to make a special shout out to Lo-Fi Cicada on Instagram because they shared with us that we were on their Spotify Wrapped, which was a thing Danny and I didn't even realize was possible. So if we ended up on your Spotify Wrapped, let us know. Anyone who sends me or Danny a screenshot of their Spotify Wrapped with 2 Lacquered Ladies on their top 5 podcasts will be eligible to receive a 2 Lacquered Ladies /Fanaticure swag bag. Join the Fanaticure Discord or DM me or Danny for more info. Also, this month's Polish Pickup Bingo will be on New Year's Eve. We haven't finalized our plans yet, but just know we're planning on something special. So come join us on the Fanaticure Twitch channel for fun and prizes as we ring in the new year. And as always, please check us out on Patreon to become a Lackey. That's LACQUI, Lackey, to get special updates and outtakes only available on Patreon. And now, back to the show. Okay, everybody, we are back. We are moisturized. We are in our lane. We are thriving. And it is audience question time. And I wanted to say, y'all, you got to be on your audience question game because we are basically out of audience questions. So I've posted a few times in the Discord reminding people, a few times, maybe once, in the Discord reminding people to submit their audience questions. But if you are listening right now and you're like, yeah, I want to submit an audience question, feel free to leave it either in the Discord, you could leave it as a comment on YouTube, and you could even send messages directly to me or Danny, and we will find them and hear them and whatever. So please send us audience questions for things that you would like to hear us discuss. But we are going back in time to August to answer a question from By Panic Attack. And By Panic Attack asks, if you were to release a polish/plate collection based on a movie, what would it be and what would it look like? Now, I've already answered this question, and it was a Suspiria collection, but Danny hasn't, and I have another collection that I would like to do. So I think I'll start with Danny. Okay.
I would love to see more Don Bluth love in the world, especially for his animated projects. Secret of Nim, in particular, is what I'm thinking of. I think, first of all, I love the idea of a polish collection and plate, like, being bundled together. I don't think we've ever really seen that. So yeah, a Secret of NIMH stamping plate with like key images and stuff from the movie. The polishes themselves are going to be mostly like dark and moody creams mixed with some bright metallics. So like if you think about the movie, there's this necklace that the main character has, Mrs. Brisby. You never actually learn her name. She's just always Mrs. Brisby. But anyway, I think that's interesting. It's a bright red stone. So like a bright red metallic polish. Probably a magnetic would make a lot of sense, but I've got a personal thing against magnetics because there's too many of them. So I think just a bright foil, perhaps micro foil. Maybe someone's out there looking for that. Stephanie.
That does sound pretty good.
Just to give that really metallic look. And then some like dark, moody colors. So a dark swampy green, we could call it the rats. A cool off-white gray to go well with like my Sassiné Passe Blanc called the stone. And then I'm thinking a black with a gold shimmer for the crow, Jeremy, and like a dark slate blue to match Dragon the cat. Like, there's a lot of great colors in that movie, especially for like, if you want to do some dark and moody nail art, boom, it's good to go.
There's a cat named Dragon in that movie?
Yeah, he's a big deal. He almost kills everybody at some point.
Someone would imagine the movie about mice. Are there mice or rats in that movie?
Well, Mrs. Brisby's a mouse, and so is the older. There's another older mouse who I cannot think of his name right now. But yeah, they work with the rats who are trying to move homes. They're trying to get out of the farmhouse because they keep stealing electricity, and stealing is wrong, which I think is just a weird take for an animal movie. But yeah, that's kind of the moral question, is that right now they're stealing electricity from the farmer, and they think some of the rats think that's wrong, and so they want to move to a place where they can generate their own electricity, I guess. It's one of those movies that you don't think too hard about the plot. Don't think. Just enjoy the ride, because it really doesn't make a lot of sense.
I thought that movie had something to do with animal testing.
Yes. Okay. So the reason why the rats can make electricity and know how to use it is because they were tested on at NIMH, the National Institute for Mental Health. They were injected with this serum. So a bunch of rats and a bunch of mice were injected with this serum to make them super intelligent. But unfortunately, when they were all escaping together, the mice were so small that they got sucked down the air vent and all died, except for two, which was Mrs. Brisby's husband, Jonathan, and the older mouse who I still can't remember the name of. Leave a comment and remind me what his name is. Anyway, those are the only two mice that survived. So then the rats kind of like formed their own little secret society with technology, and they like wear clothes and stuff like that. And Jonathan, the mouse, went off and married Mrs. Brisby and had a beautiful family. But he like still worked with the rats and helped them out. And he actually got killed by Dragon the cat on one of his like missions to help the rats. So that's how her husband actually died, is from the cat. So he's a big deal. But yeah.
Man, I gotta say, like, if you ever want to just have horrible ideas in your head forever, look up some lists of the most disturbing animated movies, because animated movies, especially with messed up.
Yeah. Yeah, they do.
Oh boy. Like, for some reason, like, one of my favorite videos on YouTube that I will watch over and over again, honestly, is Wendigoon's list of the most disturbing movies, just like wholesale. He does not really go into any animated movies in that. And I just watch that. I could get a thing of popcorn and just watch it, laugh along with him when he like laughs at the absurdity of whatever these movies are about. But like, I've watched ones about animated movies and they're all so upsetting.
Yes.
Like, I will leave a name here and only look into this if you like really want to. The Plague Dogs.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen that?
No, but I have heard of it, and yeah, I don't know if I could watch it, to be honest.
No. Even just hearing about it, I was like, huh! So like, legit, don't, unless you're sick like me and are like, I'm gonna do it anyway. And then you're like,
Even just like old Disney, like The Fox and the Hound, like it goes hard on those life lessons, and this is nature and it don't care. Like,
yeah.
Jesus.
Absolutely wild.
But yeah, that would be my stamping plate.
Okay. That would be fantastic. I think it would sell well, too. I think a lot of people are very nostalgic for the Don Bluth movies.
Yes, I love Don Bluth movies, including the bad ones, which drives my husband crazy.
You support Don Bluth's rights, but you also support his wrongs.
Yes, I do. I really do.
That's good, though. That's good. Like, yeah, like, I love that. I mean, I've seen a lot of Don Bluth, but not as much at all as you. Like, I watched The Secret of Him a bunch when I was a kid, but I do not remember it. Like, except for some of the visuals and understanding it was kind of dark.
Yeah.
Like, that's all I remember. But I think that would sell. I think that would sell really well. And of course, I would love to own the key.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. The bright red metallic. I'd call it the key because the inscription on the back of it is something about like any door can be opened if you only have the key. So it's cool.
That is very cool. Well, I decided to go with the lowest hanging fruit possible in regards to movies that I would like to make into nail plates and nail polishes. And for me, honestly, this would be more of a plate thing for me because this is actually something that like I have considered investing my own money into. And like, it's not really... If there was a place I could go to, and there is, I could go to Mundo de Uñas, but if I'm going to spend the money and do all this stuff, I would rather go to like the person who does Manitude's plates, and they now do TSS. I don't know I know the company's name, but I don't know exactly how to contact them. So if you know someone who does, I believe the difference is machine etched versus acid etched. I'm looking for like acid etched plates. I would like to, I'm willing to invest some money in like some actually good plates.
What, sorry, could you tell me what that is? Acid etched? I know nothing about plate production.
I know a little bit about acid etching from just some things in my life, including Forged in Fire, the knife making show.
Oh, okay.
Forged in Fire is really fun, especially the earlier seasons because of the host. They changed hosts in the later seasons, and I don't approve. But it was his choice to go. So, but anyway, basically, there are two ways you can etch a plate, and I don't know exactly how it is done. I know an idea of how machine etching is. You've got a machine with a bit. It comes down onto a plate. It etches the plate.
That makes sense. Yeah.
That makes sense. The other thing that you can do, and I don't know if this is the entirety of what they do with those plates or not, or if they do a half and half machine etch, half acid etch, is basically you block off areas of the plate. I've seen people do it with tape. I've seen a few people do acid etching, not for stamping plates, but for other stuff like on YouTube. There's one channel that I lost track of, but I watched his, acid etching video, and it's a guy who's like very, I wouldn't go so far as say ASMR. I would say almost like, he's like, "Hi, today we're going to do some chill acid etching." But his face is not his face. It's a sock puppet. So it's the best thing I've ever seen in my life. Anyway, you block it off. So I think that there's a few things you could use. You could use tape. You could use maybe even latex. I don't know. Just whatever won't get eaten by the acid, but the metal will.
Okay.
So it's like, yeah. And so you would draw a design with a negative design.
Yeah.
With whatever masking method you are using, and then you like put it in acid, and it makes a much smoother. So the difference between a Manitude or a Moyu plate versus a Mundo de Uñas plate.
Gotcha. Okay. One eats cotton and one doesn't as much.
Exactly. So that's what I would like to do, is find somebody who does that. And like my husband keeps telling me that I should like to start manufacturing plates.
Yeah, because we just set that up over a weekend.
Just do it. Like, I agree with him.
It would be amazing, but also how, when.
Yeah, like if I could I just ordered from Pretty Nails by Robin, and she has a very small operation. And if I like her plates, I'll probably reach out and be like, can you tell me where you get these? Can you give me a contact so I can see? But anyway, we are going with the boy. Because of course we're going with the boy.
Of course we are.
Of course we are. Honestly, if I had my way, I would have like at least 2 hit the bottle size stamping plates of the boy images, because I have so much stuff that I want on there. So let me just like read off a few of the things that I wrote here of like what I would want on the plates. So I want some Victorian toys, because I think that would be really good to kind of like set the scene if you wanted to do his room or something. I would want rat traps with the BH scratched into them. Don't understand why Brahms's initials are on the rat traps. Never have, probably never will. I will not be addressing that in my fanfic, but it does exist in the movie, and I feel like they should be on the stamping plates.
Yes.
I want a big image of the house, just a big image of the house. And then maybe like at the bottom, just like a little like wording that just says like the Heelshire house. I think that would be very, very cool to just have like the image of the house. Like, honestly, I would love almost every single thing that happens in the movie to be put on these plates. And I think that that's like doable because it's a movie that takes place in such a small area. So like the one thing that I would put on there that like is not important anywhere else except for the very beginning is like the card that brings Greta to the mansion. I would like that on the plate, I think. So let's see. I would definitely want some peanut butter, some jelly, and a PB&J on the plate. Perhaps like having like a PB&J on the plate and then having a separate tray so you could have it on or off the tray. You could just stamp it over the tray if you wanted to.
I love stamps like that where you can, you know, place things where you want to place them, and it reminds me of like paper dolls. You know what I mean? Like
I was just thinking that.
Yeah, doing the little layers and stuff. No, I love that. Okay, keep going. This is great.
Thank you. Seriously, like if you are out there making stamping plates, like I like Danny just said, like if you have a choice between like I'm going to do a plate with all the stuff on it, or I will do a plate and then have this stuff, do the other way so that we can make it happen.
Yes.
So let's see. Of course, I would want a number of stamps that say kiss.
Kiss.
Because I think that's great. And that's pretty much like whatever I think of Brahms. That's just what I think of. But oh man, so many things. Like many, many different Brahmses. I want masked Brahms. I mean, I don't think I want an unmasked Brahms, but maybe like the scene at the very end where his mask is broken. That would be fun. Like, I don't think that one's necessary because I don't know if I'm ever going to be like, know what I really want to do on my nails? That one part. But I'm not the only the boy fan out there. As I know from writing the fanfic, there are more. There are many more of us. But yeah, like individual masks, Brahms in his mask. I would love even sets like a thing that just shows his clothes, like his clothes are like discarded somewhere. Like I wasn't thinking in a sexual way, but I am now. But also like, you know, the mirror, I would love the mirror before and after the break. Or again, some sort of a setup where you can do it both ways. Yeah. Have, you know, the mirror and then a stamp you could stamp over the mirror. That's like the crack. And then also a Brahms that can be popped out of it.
Yes. No, I can actually see this pretty easily. Yeah. Cause you'd have the base mirror and then, because that crack you could use for all sorts of things, which I really like that. So yeah, the crack and then a Brahms that's kind of coming out at an angle or whatever, or like, you know, like coming at you that fits in that. Yeah. Layer it up. It's perfect.
Ideally, I would love to have a plate that's just Brahms looking like the various angles. He is in the movie for, I believe, a grand total of 2 minutes. So I am extremely aware of every single angle one can see his face.
Yeah.
Because, like, they all fit into, like, one gift set, basically, on Tumblr that I could look at. So really, like, one image from every iconic angle of his face. For someone who's, like, not deep in this fandom, I'm sure you're like, that is such a weird statement to say, but you're not in this fandom. You don't get it.
admittedly, again, to the plate makers out there, it's kind of frustrating when, like, I know there's methods to mirror stamps and stuff, but it would also just be nice to have a bunch of different, like, angles to choose from based on what nail art I'm doing. Sometimes I want a character looking left. Sometimes I need them to look right. I need them to be, like, dead on versus slightly to the side. Yeah. More options, more better.
Yes, absolutely agreed. That is one thing too, the Robin plates that I got. A lot of those have what you're talking about. Like, it'll have the same image, but it'll be swapped, or it'll be like a different size. And I can see how people wouldn't want that, but I also,
it does take up more space on the plate, but, like, I don't know. I guess it depends on what you're going for. I was gonna say quantity over quality. Not quite, but, like, quantity of the key things versus quantity of just random things. It's, you know. Yeah.
Yeah. There's so many plates that just have, like, random stuff on them. And sometimes I like that. And sometimes I'm like, okay, you could put something better.
We could do something else here. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see. For the images, the get out sign that he writes to try to get Cole to leave, I would definitely love a just like BH initial carving like are on the rat traps, but you could put like other places. That'd be great. The boat hook, I thought it was a fire poker. The weapon he uses that. Oh. Yeah, I thought it was a fire poker.
I thought it was a fire poker too.
Yeah, it's because I don't ever come in contact with boats.
Yeah.
It was a boat hook, I actually found out. It originates from the hallway, and Greta, like, gets into the attic with it, and then she, like, breaks it in the attic. I don't even know how Brahms gets it. Oh. I mean, there's many ways you could get it, but it's like, oh, you have that now. Okay. But yeah, so, I'd want the boat hook for sure. I would want, a cracked finish, because that's one of the hardest things that I have when I'm like trying to do his mask. It's also something that the people who made my mask that I wore on the stream, they kind of struggled. I got their weathered mask and they painted on the cracks, but like they didn't quite look right. So I'd really love a plate that I could like say do the mask and then stamp it over with like either do it off-white and have the cracks be white or have the cracks be gray or something. Just a texture. Just like a texture that I could superimpose onto the mask.
You know what I want to make when we start our own company someday? You can choose to leave this in or not. I want to make stampable top coats so that you could do like the mask in matte and then stamp on a glossy crack or vice versa. Yes. I just think that stampable top coats should be a thing.
I think you're totally right. You were absolutely right. Yeah, especially matte, but yes, also glossy as well.
Yes.
Yes, I think that's a great idea.
Thanks.
So yeah, and then I would have a few lines. I don't know exactly, of course, the kiss line. The line that I love the most from the movie is when after Greta has realized that Brahms, she thinks that Brahms is a living doll and has been warned by Malcolm that maybe it's not a good living doll. She says, "You wouldn't hurt me, would you, Brahms?" When she like puts him to bed, and like that scene just lives rent free in my head.
The whole movie does, let's be real. But yes.
Yeah.
The highlights reel. That's one of them.
Yeah, that's one of them. I love that part. And so that would be like the big line that I would put on there. There's some like words from the movie that I feel like should go on there, like odd. Cause like when Malcolm's like, you know, what was the real Brahms like? And his dad says odd. I think that's a good one. Other than that, there's not like, I guess like the stuff that he would say, like Greta with a question mark when he's like using the baby voice. He calls her Pretty Greta. I think that I would probably put Pretty Greta on it. Oh yeah, definitely gotta be I'll be good, I will. Get back here, because everybody like it's not my favorite part, but like when he's like get back here, like that's
he uses
like,
his big boy voice. His
big boy voice. Exactly. How is this movie so like lame, yet it makes me feel so dirty. I don't understand. So that would be my stamping plate. Basically, I just need every single moment from the boy on the stamping plate. Yep. Okay, thanks, bye. And I have a few polishes that, like, I would think of making. And honestly, they would just be stuff that would help me. Like, this would really be, like, an art scenario. Because, like, of course, you can make, like, polishes to match the vibe of the movie, but I'm more looking for stuff that I would actually use in a manicure for this. Yeah. So I have not named these. I don't know what I would name them, but a white crackle polish I think would be amazing.
Yes.
To have for this. I'm sure somebody makes one. I just don't own it. I suppose the color of his scarf. That's not what it is. The color of his cardigan. Like, I think it'd be good to have a nice green, the color of his cardigan, although my mom's cardigan is gray because I could not find one that looked like his cardigan in my size in green. So I just paint it with nail polish now. It's fine. The other thing I would want, so this is something that I've wanted actually for the boy, Manny's before, but I've also wanted, like, in my general life, I would really love a topper that imitates dust.
Micro glitter in, like, a gray white.
Well, I want it to be a completely clear base because, like, I wouldn't want to have it obscure anything.
Yeah. I mean the glitters, right?
Yeah. And so, like, I think what would be good would be, like, just a very, like, well-mixed, very, very, very micro everything. And I think that what I would use would be hollow, black, white, and just, like, the tiniest bit of reflective.
Okay.
Because, you know, when, like, the sun hits dust?
Yeah.
Like, there is sometimes a little bit of a reflective quality about the dust. Like,
I don't know. You might have to go with a shimmer just because the way reflective glitters work, I think they kind of have to be a little bit bigger. But, because they have to be that weird, like, prism shape, basically. But I don't know. I really will have to try.
Yeah. So yeah, that's like the big one. I mean, of course, then I was like, I don't know, could we add a chest hair topper? Like,
yes, a black bar glitter, but make it curly.
Yeah, I wanted to be like shreds. I wanted to be like bar glitter, but like not cut well.
Yes. Oh man, that would be gross. I love it.
So that is the boy collection. If I had a chance to like make one that was more of like a polished pickup vibe, like I think I would have like more ideas. But really for me, this was about the stamping plate and the stuff I'd like to see on the stamping plate because I think daily about making this into a stamping plate. So anyway, I think that's enough for today.
Thank you all so much for listening. Please check out our YouTube channel and leave a comment with your favorite moment, a story to share, and of course, any questions. Please leave us questions you'd like us to answer in future episodes.
Be sure to check out Danny and I on Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, and Patreon. I am Fanatic here. She is Danny Shout. All our links are in the description. Join us next time when we design stamping plates for the movies we hate.
Stay lacquered.